Okay, hey everybody, welcome to Pink Power Team Call. As most of you know, a lot of us went to Arizona this weekend for a Ruby Retreat, which was seriously incredible. This is my favorite trip every single year. Well, it's only my second time going, but it's my favorite trip because it's a nice intimate group of people and we get to learn a lot from our leaders. And this year was really cool because we learned from our very own diamonds in Pink Power, which was really cool. And we also every year get a trip to corporate to take a tour and to check out the things that they do there. And that's always really incredible too. So definitely a memorable trip. And I cannot wait to hear what everybody has to share with you from their takeaways. I'm going to share first really quick. And what I'm going to talk about is not necessarily the most sparkly part of our business or the most exciting thing, but I think it's one of the more important ones. And it gets overlooked a lot for that reason. But a lot of times I think we hear people ask us questions of like, what can we do to grow? What can we do to be better in our businesses? What are some tangible things, tangible steps we can take to grow as a leader or get to the next level? And one of the things that they talked about for a while this weekend was just getting into your back office. This is one of the most important daily habits you can have of getting in there, checking for subscriptions being off, people being at partial PV, under 100 PV, looking for credit card declines, and then now with the new perk points, making sure that people aren't going to be losing really amazing benefits of having perk points, right? Those free products, it's a huge deal. It's really, really generous of Plexus to offer that for us and for our people. So getting in there daily, checking those things is one of the most important habits that you can start forming for yourself, for your business, because we are the CEOs of our own business and we have to start acting like that, you know? And it's not just for us so that we can grow our paychecks and so we can make sure that we're getting people to 100 PV for our own gain, but people have come to us to get healthier and to feel better or to grow their financial margin, and it's up to us to help them get those results that they're looking for. So looking and seeing, are they ordering the right products? Are they taking the right things for their needs? Are they are we duplicating this down to our teams and helping them get into their back office so they can help themselves grow their paychecks? Just making sure that we're really being stewards of what Plexus has offered us in this amazing back office. I think it was Fallon that was the first one that said our virtual office is a window into our business. And so it's where we can find where all of those, some of those maybe the holes are. So like I said, the subscriptions off and things like that. But it's also a really great place to look for things that are going well in our business. So being excited and so grateful for the people that do have their subscriptions on. Looking for the really good trends in our businesses, like, wow, these people are really close to going silver. I'm going to reach out to that leader and help them get to silver or help them get their team. Giving or looking for things to give praise for. So we don't just have to be afraid of our back office, but we have to own it and use it for all the things that it's really there for. And just start taking control of that a little bit better. So I thought that was a really great reminder, and that's what I wanted to share with all of you. So without further ado, I'll let the other girls share, and I cannot wait to hear what they have to say.
Okay, I think I am next. And it was such a blast. This was my second Ruby retreat. I'm Michelle Stuchel. I'm a senior Ruby. And I want to talk about how Wendy Carr Larson opened the retreat. And she said the whole day was about the 3 P's of Plexus: people, products, no, people, products, and paycheck. But the very first thing was people. And what she said was, if you focus on serving others without an agenda, you will have a great business. And I loved that. And our own Sally Bass did a great training on culture too. And she used the John Maxwell quote that basically says that everything we want in life, everything we want to become, everything we want to do is about people, right? People are involved in everything, and people give life to people. And when we focus on serving and loving other people, Amber Miller said it like this: we are dealing with people's hearts. And when we focus on adding value, filling our own cup, doing the personal growth, and then caring for and serving others, your business will explode. And if you do this as a person, you'll get a great team. And if you do this as a team, you will have momentum and you will have a movement and your business will explode. You know, at the end of the day, this is all about people. We are about uncovering people's problems. I forget who said this. Maybe it was Brenda Martin. Everyone has a problem and they are looking for solutions. And we have solutions. We are an amazing answer for the two biggest problems that people face. I mean, obviously, Jesus is the number one issue that people need to deal with. But number one is financial issues. More people go to bed worried about money than they do anything else. And number two is their health. And we have an answer for both. So when we care about people, when we center on caring and adding value to them, we are dealing with hearts. Someone said this, I don't remember, I think it was Amber. She said, managers focus on outcomes, but leaders take care of their people. So whether it's the people on your team that are the happy product users, taking care of them and making sure that they are loving their products, or your team members, you know, walking through life with them, doing life with them, not just being concerned about their rank, but knowing their kids' names, knowing what's going on with their husband at work, having fun with them, building relationship, because that is what builds culture and shows people that you care. And people, you know, culture will trump strategy every day of the week and twice on Sundays. So the best thing you can do is remember that we're in the people business and let the rest take care of itself. Obviously pick up your shovel, but if your focus is off, everything else will be off. But when you focus on impact and legacy, buckle your seatbelt, because I guarantee you God will give more to you.
Yes, I love all of those things that they shared. It is so important. And I actually even wrote down myself, I'm like, I'm going to read How to Win Friends and Influence People again. I know I've already read it, but I want to read that book again because they mentioned that one. And, you know, it really does go back to all that. So I'm Courtney, and I wanted to share a little bit on, um, being at events, because I came back from a Ruby retreat just like any other Plexus trip, really excited, more excited than normal. And, you know, honestly, it's because I was around a group of people who are doing the same thing as me. They totally get what I'm doing. They have the same struggles. They're going through the same things, and they're all cheering each other on. I was actually talking on the phone with one of my level ones afterwards, and she's like, I don't know what you're so excited about, but I can't wait to hear what it was. And I was like, I'm not excited about anything new. I'm just like excited because I just got back from a trip with friends who are pouring into me, and they're not even on the same team as me. Trisha Rhaegar, she took the time to even talk to me. You know, she's not even benefiting from me, and her being the same Enneagram as me, like we connect a lot. So it was just nice to have that, to know that someone is willing to do that, even though they're not on the same team as you. So being at events like that, it's just so important. You're going to find different friends that you can connect with that you never would have before. You know, it's always amazing to be there because you're going to have some content. You're going to have, you know, you're going to speak to your friends who have those blue personalities and those type sevens, whatever it is. Like, they see you at these things and they're like, I want to be a part of that too. You know, honestly, if you are not a type seven, get a seven on your team. Everybody loves to have fun and they're so good at talking to people. Like, obviously, you know, everyone's good at that, but like is extra excited. So yeah, like just being there, being able to post about it. I always am able to, Rochelle's over here saying she's seven. She is a seven. She just does not stop talking over there, these sevens. But yeah, just like being able to be around those people and, you know, having that to be able to post on your Facebook. You're going to have your friends watching you. They're going to see that you're there. You're going to come back excited. And your team will be excited with you. So that's what I had. Oh, and I also loved something Trisha and her team posted, or not posted, y'all don't listen to me. She talked about it while she was up there, that her and her team, you know, with their culture, they just work together and they're always like laughing and having fun, and they'll be like messaging people, and someone could say the meanest thing to them and they're still laughing and having fun. So that really speaks to just like your outlook on life. And like if you're laughing and having fun and you're just having that positive outlook, like, you know, people can sense that. So be excited, get to events to help you regain that excitement if maybe you even lost it. So that's all I had. I think Emily is next.
Hey guys, I'm Emily Gurnett. This was my very first Ruby retreat, and it was so exciting and so just filled me up. It was awesome to just get to talk to people and in our own team, and then in the other teams that were there too, and just get to hear their stories and be inspired by their stories. And it just kind of reiterated to me that it's so important to share your story. It's so important to listen to people's stories. So whether that's with your prospects or your team, just truly getting to know people and understand kind of what makes them tick, what they've been through, where they see themselves going, is so powerful. It just allows you to get to know people on a deeper level. And, you know, it's so powerful because when you hear a story, you remember it. Like I can remember all the stories that were shared from the jewels and diamonds that got up and talked. And it's just because it makes you feel something. It makes you connect with them on a different level. And I just think that's super powerful. So whether you're sharing with your team or you're listening to your team or you're listening to prospect stories, like just, you know, grab onto that and don't ever like gloss over things. Just kind of be real and authentic and honest with your story, and create a culture that, you know, allows people to do that too. I'm not sure who's next, but
I
that's
was
all I
making
got.
sure you were done.
Yep, I'm
Hey
done.
everybody, I'm Janet Morgan. This was my first Ruby retreat as well, and I wanted to touch on imposter syndrome, which Cody brought up, and this was really powerful for me this year. She talked about how she had ranked up to Jewel, and she was sitting there at her first convention, just taking everything in, and it hit her like she didn't belong, which blows me away. I can't believe that she would ever feel that way, but I think we often do. She questioned if she had actually deserved it, if it was just luck, you know, that imposter syndrome. And it seemed to be a common theme throughout Ruby Retreat, the concept of losing rank. And it's like that elephant in the room that we don't talk about, but so many of us do it. And sometimes you sit at convention and you're celebrating a rank that maybe you're not sitting at, and we're not the only ones, even though it kind of feels like it's just us. She at one point had everybody stand up who had ever felt like an imposter in their business. And I'm telling you, the whole room basically stood up. So you aren't alone. And I thought it was a really important thing to touch on. For me, as a red going to Ruby Retreat and questioning, you know, did I earn this? Like, should I really be here? I loved hearing her talk. And she said that if you're doing the things, you know, if you're noticing your flaws and you're picking up a personal growth book, if you're struggling and you're going to up your upline and then doing the things your upline is recommending, if you're doing your IPA and you're taking the steps, then you deserve it and you belong wherever you are, celebrating the work that you have done, and that you're not the only one that's felt that way. Sometimes we're like working our business underground. We have like nothing to show up here, but you are building this solid foundation for when your business does take off, because it will, as long as you keep doing the things and you keep doing the personal growth. And if you're doing that, you're not an imposter. You belong in this amazing tribe, and you know, you have every right to celebrate the things that you have done. So that's what I had to share.
And I'm next. Hi guys, I am Natalie Dolan. Um, gosh, I just the whole trip was completely
Natalie, I think you muted.
Oh my gosh, what happened? Okay. That was weird. Okay. So
She said $400 could make the difference between a mama being able to pay her
okay. All right, guys. Okay. So the community that we have in Plexus is unmatched. I have here in where I live in my actual city, I have friends here. I have lots of friends here. But when I go to a Plexus like retreat, it's seriously like my family. I know that they're not going anywhere. I know that um we all have something so special in our Plexus family. And I just wanted to start out with that. But the theme, I think, that of the Ruby Retreat at all overall was really a theme of hope. That was the message that we kept on hearing over and over when we heard from leaders, all these leaders, Cody and Trisha Rhaegar and Clarita Yoder and Amber Miller. Everybody just kept on sharing their really vulnerable side of their stories, like going back in points and losing rank and stalling out. And so I think that it's so important to know that when you are going through, not really, there's always going to be something. Everything worth having is uphill, right? And we all go through hard times. We all typically go through things where we rank up and fall back, or we stall out for a while. And so when you're totally normal. Yeah, Cody, it is totally normal. And you just need to keep on fighting. Clarita Yoder said, who is Trisha Rhaegar's upline, she said that, yes, like the hard times are going to come. Like you will go through different seasons, but she just reiterated that it is worth it. All of it is worth it if you just keep on going, because you're gonna wonder if it's worth it when you feel rejected, when you stall out, when you aren't hitting your goals or things like that. Maybe that won't happen, but maybe it will, and you are not alone. People that you look up to, all these people that you look up to, just know that they have gone through it, but it's totally worth it, and you need to just keep on fighting. Okay. So I just want to pass that hope on to any of you out there that are going through a hard time. I've gone through many, many hard times, but I keep on going and I keep on pushing, and I know that it's worth it. So yes, that's all I've got. Tova's next.
Hey, my name's Tova. This was my first Ruby retreat, and it was amazing all around. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about vision casting. And I think a lot of us feel that, but it sounds so abstract sometimes. And we talk about our whys and bringing people to their why. So I kind of wanted to hone in on something Jarrett Abart said. He talked a few times, but at the end he had a quote that just stuck with me, and I've kind of chewed on it over the past few days. So he said, Plexus is the train or the vehicle that takes you where you want to go and makes you who you need to be. So Plexus is the train that takes you where you want to go and makes you who you need to be. And I feel like so much was loaded in there. And as I started to think about what I'd say about it, I felt like I actually had to dig a little bit deeper into it. So this is just what I've gleaned from that. We talk about our why, our what, and our how. And often we have that nailed down for us, but how do we cast that for other people? How do we teach our ambassadors or even customers to see that? So really based on his quote, what I came back to is our whys and other people's whys are their destination. Where is this train taking them? Where do they want to end up and arrive? So it's our job to help people really articulate what their destination is. So, I mean, for a customer, that could just be feeling better, getting better sleep. For us, it could be, paying for our kids' college, retiring our husband, whatever you want your destination to be. So that in essence is our why. The what ends up being the vehicle of the Plexus products and the Plexus business, which I think we've all kind of, for the most part, nailed down. And sometimes I focus too much on the what and not enough on the why. So it was a good reminder for me. And then lastly, the how is our journey together. So the path or the tracks, if you will, that the train is going to go on. And other people have hit on this, that path, that journey is not going to always be smooth. And when that happens, we need to remind ourselves and each other, what's our destination? We need to refocus, and that is why we're here. But, you know, in all the mix of work and emotions and stress and discouragement, sometimes we can forget, I think, the power of that destination. So there's kind of a question that went around in my head with an answer that I think brought it all home. If people cannot see where they're headed, their destination, why would they ever get on the train or even begin the journey? So if they know their destination, which is what we're going to help them do, they will be running to the train and jumping on it. And our role is just to point them in the right direction and go with them on that journey. And, you know, we can't ever imagine, Amber hit on this, the second order, third order effects of you helping your sphere find their destination. You have no idea who else they're going to in turn help find theirs. So our impact is always going to end up to be so much bigger than we can expect. So that's my vision casting takeaway from retreat.
That was amazing. I love that. I love what everyone has had to share. And Tova, you really hit a good, like, what do I want to say? Almost a conclusion, but not quite, because I still want to talk. But I love that. Like, we definitely are taking this journey and just pulling everyone that we can onto that train with us and just working through whatever issues we have, right, along the way. And we don't stop. We don't stop sharing Plexus because we have an issue to work through, right? We work through our issue while we continue to share Plexus, because if we didn't, we might miss somebody that's been suffering from migraines, or we might miss somebody who doesn't poop, or we might miss somebody that has fertility issues that maybe would be adjusted, or pain, you know. So we definitely want to keep working through that the best that we can and sharing as much as and as effectively as we can. You know, it's not perfect. It's not a competition in that way, but it's just something that we want to do and make it kind of our normal routine so that we can work through these other things in our life. It's like brushing our teeth, you know, sharing Plexus is like brushing our teeth. It's a habit that we have and that we do every day. So anywho, I wanted to talk about, I'm Elizabeth Hefner, by the way. I wanted to talk about just the quality that Plexus puts out there. So, you know, what I've kind of noticed is that there's a lot of companies out there, right? And they might just like, boom, like announce this whole huge line of products, right? And what I have seen over and over and over again with Plexus is that they care so much about each and every ingredient and how it is processed and how it is manufactured and how it travels, that they put so much effort into that. If you just read the labels on your products, like when I first heard of Plexus, I went to the website and I looked at the label. I didn't look at what they were saying this thing does or what this probiotic does. I skipped that and I went right to the label and I looked at the ingredients and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is a lot of stuff in here. And this is a fraction of the cost of what I'm paying my natural doctor for. And I have to still buy like 3 things through my doctor or through Amazon, like a combination to get what is in ProBio 5. And Jessica Hugendorn touched on this. If you've ever tried to buy a bottle of Saccharomyces boulardii, it is, and I hope I'm saying it almost right enough, but if you look up how much that alone is, it is so expensive, you guys. I think I've seen them anywhere from like $50 to $80, and some of them aren't even a full month's supply, okay? So when you look at the ingredients, it is just what they've crammed in there is like beyond measure what we could ever get anywhere else. Jessica Hugendorn was a GAPS practitioner, so she helped people with this super strict diet to heal their gut. She had supplements that you had to have a license to purchase to sell to her clients. And what she found in Plexus, and you can look up a lot of her videos on YouTube and in our team pages, but she's like, this is top notch. Like she said, she didn't sleep for about a month and a half because all she did was research all these Plexus ingredients and was like, oh my gosh, this is pure gold what we have. So not only are ingredients top notch, but what they do is at headquarters, when the shipment comes in, every single lot of product, every single product is tested on site. So they test, they look for any impurities, they look for any contaminants, and then they also do taste testing. So they know what lean should taste like. They know what slim should taste like. And so they do taste testing to make sure everything is top notch. It is stored appropriately. It is marked appropriately so that the stock can be rotated. They went through this whole thing in the warehouse with us. They showed us everything. And the care that they take is so amazing. Now, meanwhile, as you're walking around and learning how they test, and you see this lab, there's a laboratory right there. There's a big window so you can kind of see in there. And walking through the warehouse and seeing these people working, do you know what no one was like, oh, I'm at work today. And you can't tell me if you have a 9-to-5 job or some sort of part-time job or whatever, that you don't see people at work going, oh, I'm just tired today, you know? I think Cody just posted about Cynthia from customer service. Was that today, Cody? You can type that out for us. So go read Cody's post. And she talked to these people, and every single person that we talked to, that I've ever talked to when I went last year and this year, they'll say, we love Plexus. We love how nice how good of a company they are. They really care about me. They really care about my family. And that is what we heard over and over and over and over and over and over again. If you interviewed me at my hospital job, I will tell you, I love what I do and I love helping people. That is what I would say. I wouldn't necessarily say, don't quote me, don't all badmouth me over here. I wouldn't always say, I love my leadership team. I love upper management. I wouldn't always say that. And so, but that is all that we heard. So a couple of things that they do on Fridays, they have a wheel in the warehouse, and then in the main building where customer service is, people, their names get drawn, they get to spin a wheel, they win cash, like literally cash. They have a cash box and they're keeping track of everything, and they're handing people cash on a Friday after work. Hello, this is incredible. In our warehouse, that one of the guys got $800. Boom, $800. So incredible. That is just huge, and they love it. They get, everyone's all excited. We're excited. We want to see people win. I'm like, this is great. I mean, even if I won $50 on a Friday, I'd be like, yeah, let's go out to eat. This is free cash right there. So exciting. So exciting. And just the care that Alec and Taro put into that leadership from the top down is really incredible. It's really something so special. So this year, Alec was in Disneyland with his son. His son had just gotten back from a mission trip. So he was in Disneyland, and so they Zoomed him in. So he was in Star Wars land, and he took the time to get on a Zoom and talk to us with like this much of his face showing, mostly his nose, to try and talk to us and just take that time and meet us on that Zoom. And it was just so incredible. Tarl came in and he's like, hey guys, and he actually was kind of like, what do you guys think? Like, what questions do you have? And I'm like, this is so brave of him to say, what do you want? Like, what is it that you guys are thinking? What can I answer for you? Because that is not always the favorite part of a staff meeting in the years and years that I have been an employee. It's not always the favorite question to ask. What do you guys want? What are you thinking? What questions can I answer for you? That's not something that is normal in the corporate world, or at least in any hospital setting that I've done. That's not something that's usually sought after. So we have to count this as such a huge blessing. And I wish you could all experience that. So come on, let's help you get to Ruby so you can come with us and you can experience this for yourselves. But if you take my information that I have from being a physical therapist in hospital and then doing this and seeing that stark difference, please take that to heart. Please take that to heart. So anyway, quality, leadership, just so top notch. And, Plexus will test their product. So there was, you know, a malfunction in the air conditioning. They tested some of the product. They said, you know, it's probably okay, but you know what? Trash it. We're not even going to put that out there because they didn't want to risk there being any sort of issue. This was years ago, but they didn't want to risk any sort of possibility of that product not being top notch. Okay. So just remember that, because there are 0 corners cut. Oh, and this really stood out to me. This is the last thing I have to say. In the break rooms, this is so cool. In the break rooms, there's fresh fruit. There is Metaburn, Lean, Slim, I think Active, you guys, on the counter, free. Any employee, they can take their supplements at work. At least the Slim, the Active, their Lean shake. I mean, you could eat lunch for free every day at work. You could just mix up some Lean and have an apple and you're good to go, right? And the employees get $100 stipend, so every month to use towards product. And so then they could buy their BioCleanse and Vital Biome, Mega X, Probio 5, you know, then they can buy those other things and they can basically get a ton of supplements for free. So that was super amazing. There was a mother's room there. I passed that. I was like, oh, this is the mother's room. I'm gonna take a picture. You know, they had it comfortable in there for nursing moms to pump, like just those things that are just really encouraging to see as you walk around. And then I'm sure people have posted about it, but there's this huge long like wall of encouragement. It just has the Plexus core values and it's beautiful, like big bright letters. And it says courage and teamwork and one Plexus, like all these great things. And people, when they come into work, that's what they're seeing when they come in. And again, like that is amazing and so inspiring to me to see that. So anyway, we are just so excited that we could share. We're so excited to help you and develop you so that you can be there with us next year, because this is one of my favorite trips because it's a little more intimate. There's a little more downtime, and it's in Arizona in February. At least it has been for 2 years. Before it was in Tennessee. So it's somewhere warm for us Midwestern, Mid-Eastern people that just live where it's cold 9 months of the year. So that's a little break in the weather. So definitely be inspired, please, by us, and just keep asking those questions so that we can help you get there too.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for sharing tonight. And one final thank you to Alec and Tarl. They're never going to watch this probably, but like they are amazing. And then thank you to all of the people that put Ruby Retreat together and were part of the training, because we all just love being poured into by you and are so grateful for you. So many thanks from all of us, and can't wait to have more of you there with us next year. Bye, everybody.